William of Bay Smokes.
Bay Smokes.
Bay Smokes.
Bay Smokes.
Cannabis company Bay Smokes.
Bay Smokes was founded by William Goodall and his partner Katiana K.
My name is Will, and I am the founder of Bay Smokes, along with my beautiful partner Katiana here. And we've decided to start telling our story more online and sharing the journey and the process of what it takes to build a 9-figure business that it is today. And while we're on the road to turning it into a 10-figure business, I have no doubt we'll turn it into a 10-figure business. And I'm pretty confident that we might be able to turn it into an 11-figure business, which would be pretty fucking badass because we started bootstrapped from the ground by ourselves when we were 20 and 19. I was a college dropout. She didn't even go to college.
She didn't finish high school, I'll be honest.
Yeah, we are hustlers. We work our ass off no matter what, and that's the basis of how we got here. So I'd like to bring you into my life, into my home, into my daily activities. I'd like to hopefully just share whatever parts of my story, the lessons I learned, and the stuff that's happening in real time, because there's just lots of stuff happening in real time.
It's only the beginning.
This is only the beginning still, even though we're here, but it's been 7 years in the works between her and I to get from where we were at, me dropping out of college and us meeting and starting our first drop shipping venture that barely made any money, but it just gave us the spark of hope that all this would be possible. And here we are today, 7 years later. We've got over 100 employees. The business is doing over 9 figures of annual revenue, and we're profitable, and we did it all bootstrapped. So super exciting, a lot to go and tell. Our future ambitions are to really be like venture capital investors into other e-commerce businesses. So that's why I'm going to be documenting the journey on the Will YouTube channel with common guest appearances of the beautiful, famous supermodel Katiana.
He's always calling me that.
That's what I told my grandparents. I'm dating a supermodel. But yeah, basically, welcome to our journey, and let's see where we go from here. How do you find your passion is like, what do you enjoy doing? What are you a consumer of yourself? Like, I was a consumer of cannabis products, and that's why it was a really impactful product of my life because of the pain and the concussion pain. Also, like when I first met her and I put her on to using CBD for pain, that was life-changing for her. So it's like, okay, I've seen how powerful this is in people's life. I always wanted to help people too. I went to school for biomedical engineering because I wanted to make medicine, and I didn't want to go like the pharmaceutical, let's make drugs that just keep people addicted forever. I wanted to make something that's like, how do we do something that helps work in harmony with the body, and it has for me. So that's why it was passionate for me. So if you're an avid consumer of anything, whether that's sports, you like watching sports and you're like into
the lessons and stuff.
Yeah, what's something that was an important chapter of your life is it's like, yes, whenever your heart is like, hey, this is a really cool thing for me, there's a way to make a business about absolutely anything, because anytime money is in exchange, that's an opportunity to make a business. There's a million ways that you can make money, and I've learned that more and more by being in Miami also, and hearing a bunch of other people's stories and seeing how other people have made money in all sorts of different ways. It just took, like I said, realizing that e-commerce was like a low barrier to entry for getting and starting a business. We have this business that we've been working on for 7 years, and honestly, for the first 2 years, we didn't make consistent money. It was enough to pay rent and barely eat. We were starving. We didn't have enough money to really fully eat ourselves, and because we would just make blips of money, something would work and then it stopped working, or we got a customer because we were doing wholesale for a while too. We would get a customer, and then the customer would find a different supplier at a cheaper price, and we would lose the customer. And so we would be making boom, 5,000, 10,000 or whatever. And then oh shit, the customer found a different vendor. And so for 2 years, it was really spotty. And then the third year, when we actually relaunched the e-commerce part of it and went all in on Bay Smokes as e-commerce, that's when we had a lot of success. But it was all the lessons that we learned preceding that launch. And the first month sold 30,000, and then the second month was 150, and then I don't know if the second or third was the 450, but 450 was either the second or third month or something like that. But the point is, all of that happened because of everything that led up to us testing stuff in the real world and also needing to. Like, we didn't have any money to like do any, like we needed to live. And like we also felt this like outside societal pressure of like also like needing to be rich and successful and stuff, because like we're seeing other young kids like driving a Lamborghini or something as an athlete.
I know we put so much pressure on ourselves. Like, if we can go back and do it ourselves, but honestly, we needed that. Honestly, to like
super glad that that we had all that pressure, whether it was self-inflicted or otherwise. I mean, you only need so much money to feed yourself, but the pressure that we had to become extremely rich is ultimately like why we're able to think of an idea that was able to scale and be this big and also work this hard, because it is a lot of work. Point is, find out what makes you happy and chase that. And what makes us happy is like this plant really helped us in our life, healing and with pain. Suffering with pain really sucks. And so, you know, a lot of our healing journey has been figuring out how do we not be in pain. And that's like a sad thing to say and talk about, but like being in pain like all the time sucks. And yeah, I mean, that's a very good motivator though to find out paths of healing. And this is a path of healing that we turn into a business. I hope that, like I said, we can take it to 11 figures and fucking...
We're going to change the world.
Yeah, change the world.
We're all creators.
We're all creators. You're a creator of your world, of your reality. The only reason that you don't have power to do what we did is because you're telling yourself that you don't have the power. If you stop telling yourself that and start telling yourself, I am a infinite being that has infinite potential to do infinite things, then you will. And you'll accomplish absolutely anything that you put your mind to. And that's the biggest piece of advice that I feel like I can give to anybody who wants to be young and successful is A, we did not have anything that you don't have at your disposal. If you're watching this video, you've got a computer, whether that's your phone or your computer or your TV. And now you have AI. We didn't have AI. Both of us growing up, like she grew up in Sinaloa, Mexico. That's like cartel hub. I grew up in Raleigh, North Carolina, which is a nice suburban area. I was safe growing up and I didn't have, you know, there's not a lot of like gang violence or anything like that. I mean, people did a lot of drugs, you know. The paths that I saw around me was be lazy and into drugs and, you know, be a failure of life, or go out and be an engineer or a doctor or a lawyer or something. And that's the only two paths that I thought were available until I went off for engineering school. And then I ended up meeting some kids that were like, hey, we can just start an e-commerce store. It's easy. You just make a Shopify thing and you drop ship some stuff and then you figure out how to make content, you make it go viral, and then you can just start making money. And like, at first I was shocked because I thought you had to be rich already to start a business. I didn't know that like a regular person could start a business. Figuring that out and just me getting turned on to that idea is what initiated me into working. You just kind of follow the trail and passion of hey, let's just figure it out and go on with that curiosity of like, hey, I know it's possible. Let's figure out how we make it happen. That'll ultimately lead you to success if you just keep at it. You know, pick something that you're passionate about and just keep going until something works out. I, at this point of the boat ride, think that it's probably about time that we start enjoying the boat, getting a little recreational. I feel like this has been a good yap session. That's all the lectures for now. That's our story. And it's actually just begun and getting started. So stay tuned for the rest of it.